Hello everyone, this is me, Pawan Pudila, once again, giving a quick demo of the Vyuh framework, this time with a little flavor of AI applied to it. Now, of course, this is a new year and 2025 is going to be the year of AI, where we have a lot of different tooling and different types of capabilities added, which will simplify the development process for a lot of different apps. And I've been experimenting with Windsurf and a bunch of other editors and different types of AI tools, models, etc., to kind of rapidly build applications. And here's an example of a conference app which has been created almost entirely from a set of AI prompts. And you can see Windsurf running on the left-hand side here and the simulator on the right. And there are a bunch of prompts which I've already been using for quite some time now. In fact, there are lots of prompts over here, and you can see me going about making changes to the different files, adding schemas, making changes to the layouts, and a bunch of other things. So I won't go into all the details over here, but you can see there's a pretty long prompt or a series of prompts that have been used to kind of get to a state which is currently on the right hand side. So let me jump straight to the end of this history of this AI prompting and give you a glimpse of what this app looks like currently. So what you're building is a conference app that allows you to create a set of conferences on the CMS and also navigate through different editions of a conference, add different sessions, speakers, tracks, and of course give more details about the conference venue and other kinds of things. So here you can see me navigating the conferences app now. So we have just one conference at this point, which is of course a Flutter conference, and we have 2025 and 2024 version, and we just put some sample data across all of these different schema instances. So we have something called as an edition, which represents one edition of a conference. So you can actually see me, using it over here. And this edition, of course, when you tap on it, you can see all the sessions within that edition. And these are all generated using lorem text, from which. So basically, what we did was we wrote a simple script that will go through the Sanity CMS and simply dump a bunch of sessions over there. I'll show you the CMS also in a bit, but this is what we did, and this is all generated in a matter of few minutes. We just went through and used faker.js to generate all this data, including the images coming from and avatars generated using AI, and also randomly assigning different tracks, and so on. So you can actually go into the speakers and see all the sessions that they have been going to be delivering in this particular edition, and including this fancy little animation that you can see at the top over here. It's also been done entirely through AI. I didn't have to prompt it as such, but I just said I need a custom scroll view for this particular screen. It automatically created one that makes sense for the speaker layout. So it's pretty cool, and you can see the sessions delivered by this particular speaker. You can also tap on the track and see all the sessions inside the track, and currently there are 4 for the Python track, and you can see all those different speakers and sessions over here. So let me go back and go all the way to the top. You can see the speakers, the list of all the speakers. Of course, these are all AI generated avatars, so nothing fancy over here. And you also have all the tracks. So these are all the different tracks currently in this edition of the conference. And so that's a quick glimpse of the UI created entirely using AI. Now, on the code side, you can see me showing you a bunch of different things. Of course, we created a feature conference, which has a bunch of different things over here. And of course, the schema for it is also sitting right over here, where you can see all the different schemas for conference, edition, session, speaker, and a pretty comprehensive list of entities which you would normally need for a conference. So I won't go into all the details of different schemas, but they were all generated using Windsurf. And I had to give a little bit of prompts before I could do this generation, by giving some guidelines and some references, and also giving some constraints in terms of how we should generate the schema, the content items, the layouts, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. Now on the UI side, you'll also see that I have generated the APIs, which actually talk to the CMS and fetch all the different details about the content. So you have conferences, editions, speakers, tracks, etc., etc. Right? So all of these also have been generated entirely with Windsurf. and including the layouts and the organization of the content items, and refactoring all of them to put them into layouts, and also updating the feature file to have all the content builders, and so on and so forth, right? So all of those details which you normally need for creating a Vyuh feature, those were given as constraints, as Windsurf rules and other kinds of things. And I was able to quickly generate the entire app and scaffold this in a matter of a couple of hours, actually. If I count it from the time I decided to do this till now, I would say it's about 8 to 10 hours of work, which is pretty awesome. I mean, for something very comprehensive looking like this. Of course, I did a few bit of tweaks in terms of making it look nice in some places, like adjusting the padding and those kind of things. But those are very minimal compared to the code that was generated by the AI. So this is the schema, which you can see. And in fact, what we'll do is let's bring this guy out of this and move it back into here. So now you can see that I can actually control this entirely from here. So I have Flutter Conference 2025, and I can say, hey, this is the one. And I can probably adjust a few things over here to say a fresh new conference with the latest updates on Flutter and Dart, right? I'll just save it off. And if I now go in and then load this again, you see this showing up over here with the latest updates on Flutter and Dart, right? So I think we're able to edit a lot of these things pretty easily. And let's say you want to add one more conference in the future, you could do this pretty easily by adding a new conference over here. So right now we have one Flutter conference, right? So I can create one more, let's say. Let's call it, let's say, a Rust conference, right? And then let's generate the slug, and let's call it the very best of the Rust ecosystem. And I don't really have an image for Rust, but let's try to find something that is very rusty, maybe. You know what, let's just go with this for now. Okay, so that's Rust for us, okay? So now if I go back over here, right, I'll reload the entire app, and you'll see the two conferences showing up, Rust conference and then this. Of course, when you tap on this, nothing happens because there are no additions for the Rust conference, so it's all empty. But of course, if I go into this guy, tap it, and I can see all the additions. So you can see that I can very quickly manage the conferences from the CMS. I can edit the content, make changes, and probably in the future I'll also have updates to schedule management, organizing the tracks, sending updates to different speakers, and giving them access to this console too, so that they can update their own bio and things like that. So a lot of possibilities exist in terms of making an entire conference app along with its backend to kind of manage this conference. But it's all been done entirely using AI, and it is pretty powerful. And I'm pretty impressed that I could do something like this quickly. And I hope to bring this as a core offering inside the Vyuh framework at some point.